Hello.
So, today is a special day. A special day for From the Shelf, because this is our first podcast to be on YouTube.
Exclusively. Hooray!
I don't know about exclusively, but I'll probably just put it on. I'll probably just keep it on both, so we have multiple platforms to get more viewership on.
Get the views up.
Yep, exactly. But today is a big day for both me and Anthony here. For those of you who are new to this, just watching on YouTube, I'm Frankie, and this is my brother Anthony.
Talk.
And this is a big franchise for both of us, because I feel like we've been a fan of this basically our entire lives.
Pretty much.
As far back as I go. So we're talking about this series.
Space Monkey.
This series is celebrating its 40th anniversary this year. And we're talking about Dragon Ball.
40 years?
40 years.
Good God.
Yeah. So Dragon Ball was originally a manga series written by Akira Toriyama, who is no longer with us.
Sadly.
And he went, he did Dr. Slump first. I think it was his big one. His big breakout one was Dr. Slump.
Have you even read or seen anything on Dr. Slump?
I only know, the only Dr. Slump stuff I know is the crossover they have with Dragon Ball.
I just know it's very weird.
It's strange, but he was already a multi-millionaire when Dr. Slump was done. And he was like,
Really?
he was already loaded. And he was like, I'm going to make another one. So he originally had a concept of a series called Dragon Boy.
And
they kept getting rewritten until the character was originally a little monkey. And he got redesigned into what we have until we got to what we have today, which is, if you don't know who this character is, you're probably not really versed in pop culture.
Do you say he is Japan's Mickey Mouse?
Him or Pikachu?
One.
They're both huge over there. I think, doesn't he have his own day over in Japan?
I think he does.
Yeah, so.
Man, I'm pretty sure.
So, the main protagonist of basically all of the entire franchise, for the most part, there are small little bits where he's not, like the end of the Cell Saga, the beginning of the Blue Saga. But generally speaking, our main protagonist is Goku.
He's going to show you.
Yeah. And for the sake of this series, we're not going to talk about Dragon Ball Z today, we're just going to talk about the original Dragon Ball.
Correct.
Is a young 12-year-old boy with a tail.
I secretly want this whole podcast just to become the Dragon Ball show.
Oh, gosh.
Lord knows we could do it.
No, we could.
There's enough of material.
Now, for all of these Dragon Ball reviews, I'm going to tell you guys right now, this is not going to be a play-by-play plot synopsis.
And if you want that, and if you want more thorough, in-depth conversations, I recommend going to Totally Not Mark, Team 4-Star.
Geekdom 101, other people like that.
There's countless of outlets where you can get your Dragon Ball fix, where you're just happy.
Or, you could just watch the show or read the manga.
That's better.
But yeah, our main protagonist is Goku, who for most of the series is, I think, between a 12 and 15-year-old boy.
I think so.
Until the end, where he jumps up to 19 and he has this big growth spur.
Yeah, right?
And now, for those of you who are not, because there are some American people who've only seen Dragon Ball Z.
Uncultured.
Honestly, you are. But, so you might, if you started with Dragon Ball Z and go into Dragon Ball, you might be a little like, huh? Because Dragon Ball is not Dragon Ball Z. And let me explain. Dragon Ball is much more of a comedic adventure series until toward the end.
Yeah.
Dragon Ball Z is much more high-stakes action. I mean, Dragon Ball Z does its comedy here and there, but Dragon Ball Z is much more of an action, more serious show compared to the original Dragon Ball, which is a lot more of a fun, quirky adventure series.
That's the best way. Inaccurate.
Which is the best way. And then, we're not even going to talk about GT today. GT's late.
No.
We've already reviewed Dragon Ball Evolution for those of you who haven't only listened on YouTube. Go to the Spotify page, listen to Dragon Ball Evolution review. Yeah, but so essentially, I should probably explain why it's called Dragon Ball, and it's not because Goku's a dragon boy with testicles. That's not why it's called Dragon Ball.
That was graphic.
There are these 7 objects with stars on them, orange little orbs with stars on them. Seven of them. The Dragon Balls. If you collect all 7, you can summon the eternal dragon Shenron, or Shenlong in Japanese, and he grants you a wish. Any wish you want within his power. Now, along his adventures, because Goku at first is just kind of a loner living in the woods, because he loses his grandfather, and his grandfather's dead. We don't know why until Dragon Ball Z.
What do you mean we don't know why? We find out why.
I mean, Goku,
why?
Goku doesn't realize how his grandfather died until he's older. But regardless, he's just kind of a little kid living in the woods until he gets ran over by a blue-haired chick who then shoots him in the head.
The tale as old as time.
And this is when you know Goku's super powerful, because a bullet to the head does nothing to him. He just tanks it. This is Bulma, who I would say for the first good portion, she's the deuteragonist, which for those of you who don't know literary terms, that means secondary main character. So Goku's the protagonist, she's the deuteragonist. Until Krillin shows up, and then he basically takes that role. And they're just kind of going on these wacky adventures, finding Dragon Balls, flashing old men. That's not a joke.
You know, the normal kid thing.
Now, Goku, a big character trait of Goku, is that when he's younger, he doesn't know the difference between men. He doesn't know the difference between men and women. So very early on, he because they have this technology in Dragon Ball, these capsules which you can store really anything in.
Yeah.
Bulma has a little house in there because of course she does.
Of course.
And Goku wakes up before her and lays between her legs. Like a pillow.
Oh boy.
And he's like, huh? He's really confused, so he smacks her.
Are you sure you want to give this part away? We could potentially lead to the show being canceled.
I need to discuss this. It's in the second episode. And so Goku decides the best thing to do is pull her pants down. And he screams. And then he says, Bulma, your balls are gone. And she thinks he's talking about the Dragon Balls. I'll leave the rest to your imagination.
But anyway.
So as the series progresses, we're introduced to Master Roshi, or Muten Roshi, I think is a Japanese term.
Yes, Muten Roshi.
Which means turtle hermit.
Yes.
And, we progress. I'm trying to go through this as quick as possible. I actually get to the meaty plot. We're introduced slowly to our crew. We got Yamcha, who's a loser.
Dude, everyone thinks Yamcha got progressively worse. No, from the start, he is a loser.
Oh no, Yamcha sucks.
Yamcha just sucks from the beginning. The only reason Goku loses to him is because Goku hasn't eaten. That's it.
Honest to God, Goku is stronger than most of the main cast for most of the series.
100%.
Especially towards Z and Super. Jesus Christ.
Oh,
Super,
God.
Especially. We'll get to that later. We'll get to that when we can talk about Dragon Ball Super.
Oh, jeez.
And there's my dog. But, as the series progresses, we're also introduced to the Ox King and Chi-Chi. We'll get back to her later. The Ox King is this big Viking-looking guy who knows Master Roshi, and Chi-Chi's his daughter.
So I was talking to a buddy of mine about this. Okay, the Ox King is trained in Kame style.
Yes.
So, and his size, we don't ever see the Ox King fight, so we have no idea what damage he can do.
No, we don't. Actually, something I want to point out here, because this is actually relevant to the whole series. So, Oxy lives on top of Fire Mountain. I think is what it's called, right?
Yes.
It's on fire! So Goku's like, Master Roshi, put it out! So Master Roshi decides he's just gonna blow the whole freaking place up. With a technique called the Kamehameha, the Turtle Destructive Wave, which took Master Roshi 50 years to master. It's his signature technique. Goku does it in 10 seconds.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba.
Which is funny, because Master Roshi invented it. The move is most commonly associated with Goku.
Right?
It's
Well,
his main...
well, here's the thing. Goku has no original techniques.
Not until really, like, Super, where he starts, like, doing God Bind and stuff like that, but he does enhancements, like, he was the first one to do Super Kamehameha, but...
Is the God Bind even really a technique?
It kinda. But, yeah, we'll talk about more of this, because in original Dragon Ball, the only major technique Goku really has is the Kamehameha. And I guess
100%.
the Janken Fist, or rock, scissors, paper. For those of you who know what
Yeah.
But again, this isn't really a big fighting series. So Master Roshi's like, yeah, I'll train you. And so we're introduced to this little monk guy, Krillin, who goes from being a little snob to Goku's best friend.
Well, that also goes into like all of Goku's friends start off as enemies.
Except maybe Master Roshi.
Yeah, I mean Bulma, his oldest friend, starts off shoots him in the head.
Oh, and there's also a pig who could turn into other things named Oolong. He's basically forgotten after this. He's irrelevant. And Yamcha.
Yeah, Oolong is pretty irrelevant.
And Yamcha has a floating cat named Puar who could transform too, floating around. But again,
Puar does nothing.
None of these people do. So again,
you can take Puar and Oolong out, you lose nothing.
So then because you find out Master Roshi's training Goku and Krillin for the World Martial Arts Tournament of the Tenkaichi Budokai. And this tournament, you're introduced to a man named Jackie Chun. Master Roshi! Sorry about that.
10,000 zenny on Jackie Chun. Master Roshi, don't you want to bet on your own students? No!
So Master Roshi makes a point to say, I want Krillin and Goku to realize there's still people in the world stronger than them. Except
mostly Goku.
Well, Goku proves that he's actually stronger.
Yeah, but Goku is strong. The only problem is Goku was too small. Has no reach. That's literally the only reason he doesn't win this tournament.
Yeah, he was stronger than Roshi, for sure. What you people don't understand, and I'm jumping my gun here, the power gap between Goku and all of these people becomes absurd. Absurd.
Ridiculous. And we'll iterate as we go through this series.
Now, in the original Dragon Ball, it's a little more balanced, because he's stronger than him, but not like a giant degree. But
no, like Goku could still lose to some of these fighters.
By the time of the beginning of Dragon Ball Z, no, he cannot.
By Dragon Ball Z, no. By the end of Dragon Ball, no.
Yeah, it's insane. But
when we get towards the end of the show, I'll iterate why I think that is probably best Goku.
Also, then we got the Red Ribbon Army, which nobody forgets. And then you've also had these three little dipshits running around: Emperor Pilaf, Mai, and Shu. Is that what the?
Yeah, Shu. Pilaf, Mai, Shu.
They're irrelevant. They're stupid.
They're pretty much Team Rocket.
They are Team Rocket.
They're Team Rocket before Team Rocket. So honestly, Pokemon ripped off Dragon Ball.
Yes. So we get another tournament arc, which we're introduced to Chaozu, who I still don't believe is real. I don't think he exists.
He fights Krillin.
We saw that from Tien Shinhan's perspective.
He fought Krillin and then messed up Goku's fight with Tien. And that's not filler. That actually happened in the manga.
Bro, I don't think he exists. I'm telling you, he's not real.
He blew himself up. Spoilers.
Yeah, Nappa wasn't affected. You noticed that too?
Chaozu's a Pokemon. Who cares?
Yeah, that's true. So Tien Shinhan's the big point here, and the final match is him versus Goku, and he wins because he's slightly heavier than Goku or something. So,
he would have hit the ground first. Goku accidentally hit a car.
oh,
That counted as a ring out because he made contact with something other than a ring first.
yeah.
Did you just skip the entire Red Ribbon arc?
Yes. Yes, I did.
So you skipped over the first credible villain Goku faces, Tao Pai Pai.
Oh yeah, I did.
And the whole reason of Tien's backstory.
Yeah, so Tao Pai Pai's a jerk, and Goku kicked a grenade in his face.
Yeah.
There you go.
And then literally went on a one-man rampage against an entire army.
And then his friends show up at the end, and Goku's like, "Oh my god, I already beat him, guys. Don't worry about it."
They're all showed up. Lodge is packing AK-47s. Log and Plar gonna do something.
Goku goes in with a stick.
He's armed with a stick and his fist and destroys an entire army.
He don't care. He just wipes them all out.
And Colonel Black is like, impossible. Nothing can get to our shields.
He probably had better lip sync in those stupid animatronics. But yeah, there's Tao
I'm
Pai
so
Pai.
glad. I'm so glad you knew what I was referencing.
Yeah. Now after this tournament, Goku and Tien are basically on friendly terms because Tien realizes this is all bullshit.
Yeah, like literally, he starts like throughout the 22nd Budokai, he has the intent of being an assassin and killing Goku. It's not till he fights Master Roshi where he changes, pretty much.
Yeah, because Tien, a lot of these villains aren't really evil. Like, Tien's not really evil. He never was.
Oh, Vegeta's was evil.
Okay, Vegeta was. But we're not at Vegeta yet, are we?
No, we are not.
But after the tournament, they're going to eat, right? And Goku forgot the power pole, which he's had since the beginning, and the 4-star Dragon Ball.
Yes.
Krillin's like, "Don't worry, Goku, I'll get it for you." Goku has this weird feeling, but he just kind of brushes it off. Until they're sitting, and then Goku's like, "No, I'll wait for Krillin." But he's just got this gut feeling something's wrong. And Tien's like, "What's the matter?" Goku books it back to where the tournament was.
So, can I just say this is not how it's done in the manga?
We'll get to that in a sec.
Okay.
And Krillin's just dead. He finds Krillin just murdered.
The first of many times.
Yeah. That's fucked. So what had happened was, not apparently this is what happened, is there was this monster who Tambourine, I think his name is.
Yes, Tambourine.
Crushed his frontal lobe.
With a knee.
Mm-hmm. And then took names of people from the tournament and booked it. Because he's hunting down people from the World Tournament because his master, Demon King Piccolo, was freed by the Pilaf gang.
Dun dun dun.
Now, you mentioned the manga. What was different?
So in the manga, they're just waiting outside the entrance to the tournament. They're not at a restaurant. So Goku hears Krillin drop.
Oh, God. Yo.
And you want to know what's really even more fucked up?
What's that?
Goku's going on this whole revenge rampage, right?
Yep.
The entire time, he's wearing Krillin's gi.
Oh, I did not know.
Because Goku's got torn up in his fight with Tien. And Krillin gives him his clothes, because Goku had no other clothes.
I never knew that. Oh my, I forgot about it.
Yeah. The entire King Piccolo arc, Goku is wearing Krillin's clothes.
That's insane.
That's brilliant.
So, here's our first real villain.
Real.
Demon King Piccolo. This is an evil for evil's sake villain. This guy has no redeeming qualities whatsoever.
No.
He is just a pure evil demon.
And we can say that again.
Yeah, we can. We can. I gotta watch the 4th episode, but I haven't watched it.
I have to watch the 3rd and 4th.
I've seen the 3rd. I haven't seen the 4th yet. I just haven't had time. But anyway, so his plot is he wants the Dragon Balls because he wants his youth back. Because years and years ago, who sealed him? Was it Master Roshi?
No, it was Master Roshi's master.
Yes. With the Mafuba or the evil. And he got freed.
What?
he got freed by the Pilaf gang. I forgot.
How did they find this thing? How did they find out what this was?
I forgot, dude. I'll be real with you. I don't remember. But he got freed. It's the point we're getting across. So once he gets his youth back, he decides to kill the dragon.
He blows the eternal dragon up.
And then Master Roshi dies, trying to reseal him because he misses, and the attack drains his life force. Chaozu dies.
Which is a real testament given what happens in Super.
Yeah.
Shows how much stronger Master Roshi got.
And now Goku. King Piccolo beats the crap out of Tien Shinhan. And
Doesn't beat the crap out of Tien Shinhan. Drum does.
oh man! So Goku kills Tambourine with a Kamehameha.
Yes.
He kills Drum by kicking his eyeballs out of his head.
Yep.
There was another one, Symbol, who I think got killed by Yajirobe, if I remember correctly.
I thought Symbol got.
One of them got killed by Yajirobe.
I think so.
No, yeah, nobody cares about Yajirobe.
Who was the pterodactyl assistant? What was his name?
Was that Symbol?
Hang on, keep up talking. I'll look it up.
The point is, Goku also goes and meets Korin, a wonderful kitty cat, who gives him this water, which we'll get to that in a minute. Goku and Demon King Piccolo fight. And for a little bit, Goku actually does have the advantage until King Piccolo destroys 3 of his limbs.
It's actually a majority of the fight. Goku has the advantage.
And Goku's like, hey, douchebag, you left one of my arms intact.
Hey, douchebag! Yeah, I still have one arm.
So he shoots a Kamehameha into the ground.
The audacity! He just calls him a douche.
And Goku charges all of his power into one punch. It's think of it as a precursor to the Dragon Fist from later series.
Dragon Fist is so stupid.
I like that attack.
It's a dumb attack.
You're a dumb attack. And Goku just punches through King Piccolo's stomach. Done. But before King Piccolo dies,
the pterodactyl-looking dude was named Piano.
Piano. Who was Symbol then?
Symbol was the one that Yajirobe kills.
Okay. Anyway, point is, King Piccolo, before he dies, he spits out an egg, which I don't understand how he did, because Goku ripped a giant hole in his stomach.
It's all from the throat.
Okay. Sure. But now the guy blows to pieces. Goku killed him. Fair and square. Fight's over.
What the hell are these children of Piccolo? Like, they're clearly not Namekians.
What? They're mutant Namekians, I guess?
I don't know. Maybe they'll explain in Daima.
That might just be a retcon. Because Dragon Ball's full of fucking retcons.
Good. And always with the retcons.
Uh-huh. Now, Goku can't really do anything because the Dragon Balls are destroyed, right?
Yep.
So he has to go up to a tower, where I think that's where he leaves his power pole because he never has it again. And
No, he has it in Dragon Ball Z.
does he?
Yeah, for at least the Saiyan saga. Or at least wait, does he?
No, it's only in the Dead Zone movie. In the Dead Zone
You might be right.
And the Dead Zone movie's stupid, and we're not going to talk about it today. But anyway.
Yeah, you might be right. Well, we will talk about it.
Goku meets Mr. Popo.
Oh boy.
Who is apparently even more powerful than King Piccolo. But
insert your Dragon Ball Z abridged quotes here.
But then he also meets Kami, who is the good half of Demon King Piccolo and the creator of the Dragon Balls. And I believe he makes a new set here. I don't know if he just fixed the old ones or he made a new set.
I always thought he just made a new set.
Probably. So they wish everybody back to life. And Kami is like, I'm going to train you. And Goku's like, cool.
Because Piccolo's coming back.
Now, something I didn't mention at all was that tail Goku had at the beginning. If he looks at the full moon, he turns to a great ape. Okay?
A giant monkey.
And this tail has been a source of weakness for Goku the whole show.
No, because he actually trained it after the Baba tournament.
Yeah. So Kami is all like, hey, guess what? Doink! You don't have it anymore.
Yep.
And you never see it again. He removed it permanently.
Yep, it didn't grow back.
Nope. I think after a certain age, if you lose your tail
It didn't grow back. That doesn't lead to a very stupid, overrated transformation.
I don't get the hype. But now there's a pretty big time skip. I want to say 4 years.
I think it's 3 years.
3 or 4, something like that. I gotta look up Goku's age. But
I think it's 3 years because the tournament's every 3 years.
no, it could be. So all of Goku's friends are there, and they haven't seen or heard from him in a while. And all of a sudden, this tall person's like, "Here you go, Bulma. Here's your balloon that this little girl's been looking for." And they're like, "Who is this guy?" And they're like, "Wait a minute, Goku?" Because Goku was this tiny kid. Now he's taller than everybody.
Oh, yeah.
And he undoes this turban on his head, and there's his hair. And they're like, "Are you really Goku?" And Goku's like, "Bulma, your lips are bleeding." And she's like,
Oh, it's Goku.
It really is Goku. Now, earlier we mentioned Goku's stronger than everybody. This tournament really shows that off.
This is best Goku, in my opinion.
Because
he still has that like Goku naivety to him, but he's like so more in tune with everything. Like he knows a lot more than everyone else. It's definitely shown maturity in Goku.
There's this woman who keeps giving Goku like the dirty side eye, and they're scheduled to fight, and Goku's like dodging all of her attacks. He's like, "Why don't you tell me who you are? What's the matter?" And she's like, "You promised to marry me." And Goku's like, "Krillin, what's that mean?" Because he has no idea what she's talking about. And Goku's like, wait a minute. When I said that to you, was I conscious?
So when I said that to you, was I hungry?
So she's like, "Listen, if you beat me, I'll tell you who I am." He's like, "Oh, okay." Bam!
No. He punches the air, and the force of that punch sends her flying.
He doesn't punch her ever. He doesn't punch her, but he beats her in one hit. He beats her in one strike.
Yes.
And he's like, "Okay, I won. Who are you?" She's like, "Oh, I'm Chi-Chi." So when Chi-Chi was younger, because Goku knew her when she was younger, he was asked by the Ox King if he wanted a bride, and he's like, "Yeah." He thought it was food. But he's like, "Well, I did promise you, so I guess we're getting married." And this is why Goku's an unhappy married man.
Oh, stop! Goku cares about Chi-Chi.
Kinda.
Oh, stop!
In all seriousness, the people who meme that Goku doesn't care about his family, you guys are just... Because he does.
Well...
More so Gohan than anybody, but...
Yeah.
Like, Goten, give or take, but no, he does care about... I don't care what anyone says, he actually does care about...
Yeah, but Piccolo's still the better dad.
Speaking of Piccolo... Here he is!
As a bad guy!
Yeah, he's the final antagonist of the original Dragon Ball.
Can I just say, this is my favorite arc of Dragon Ball?
Of the original Dragon Ball, yeah.
Yes. But overall, in the whole series, this is up there.
My overall favorite is the Frieza saga, but we'll talk about that.
My overall is Cell and Android.
We'll talk about that in Dragon Ball Z because
top
tier villain when we get there.
Oh, but, no question.
But these two, Goku and Piccolo, they beat the crap out of each other.
And I will still say this is one of the best fights in the whole series.
It's up there. This is insane. These two beat the snot out of each other.
This is literally what's to come.
Yeah, it's the precursor for everything you can expect in Dragon Ball Z. It's
pretty much. Too. Yeah, it's a brutal fight.
But it ends with Goku as the victor. Because of course.
Finally.
Not without him taking a beating, because he took a beating.
Oh yeah, like his body is broken by the end of this fight.
But he won. And
he's the world champion.
And Piccolo's like, "I'll get you someday." He never does.
he looks at it like, "I'm gonna steal your kid."
Yeah. And then really there's a couple filler things that happen at the end, but I'm not gonna talk about them.
Okay. It's cool, I guess, to see Goku and Chi-Chi have a little saga together to kind of help with their romance. But the manga ends right after Goku beats Piccolo.
And then they get married.
Yeah, him and Chi-Chi fly off. That's the ending of the manga.
That's the end of Dragon Ball until we get to Dragon Ball Z.
Yep.
Now, Dragon Ball, the original Dragon Ball, is a lot of fun. I really enjoy this series.
It's not dated.
No, you can still sit down and watch it now.
I have.
It's great. Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z, both of them are fucking classics.
Absolutely.
And that there's a reason they're so widely regarded in the anime community. It's a lot of people's gateway anime, myself included. At least Dragon Ball Z was.
You're not even big into anime. What are you talking about?
I'm really not. That's part of my point.
It's my gateway anime.
That's part of my point that I'm trying to make. Is even if you're not super into anime, the characters and the storyline will really grip you if you care about that.
Again, which I don't understand how you're not into anime. There's a lot of stuff you would like.
But like Goku, at least in the original Dragon Ball, and even in the Dragon Ball Z, Goku is a very likable protagonist.
Yeah.
I mean, he's an adorable little kid. He's just a happy-go-lucky kid until he's got to get serious. But when he does, back the fuck up.
Watch out.
Because he's going to beat the shit out of you.
It's go time.
Uh-huh. Like, there's a reason people keep pitting him up against these overpowered characters. Because he is an overpowered character.
100%.
Bulma's great as the little psychic girlfriend. Not Goku's girlfriend, but the girlfriend. You know what I mean?
Kind of shocking that he didn't write them to get together.
The editor wanted that, and Akira Toriyama was just like, no. Even though he's closer with her than he is his wife. But, whatever.
Yeah, 100%. Because in the manga, Chi-Chi only appears once until the tournament.
Uh-huh. She had a couple filler appearances here and there, but...
Oh, yeah, she appears a bunch of times in the anime.
Krillin is the type of friend you'd always want around. Because
I'm going to end this, some Krillin hate. I mean, I know, back in the day, Krillin got the hate. Now it's kind of shifted to a Johnson, rightfully so, of course.
Krillin only got the hate because he died. But as a character, that dude has had Goku's back from the
beginning.
beginning.
Here's the thing about Krillin. Krillin he thinks outside the box. He's a schemer, which means he will always find a way to get out of a situation. And sometimes you need that. That's why he got recruited.
And he always stands up to the villain if he has to. Always.
Yeah. Krillin will come in clutch if needed.
I mean, don't get me wrong, he's nowhere near on Goku's level, but he tried. Yeah. The other characters like Yamcha, I couldn't give a shit less about.
No. Tien I like.
Tien's cool. Oolong, whatever.
Floor, meh. Lodge is hilarious.
Yeah, until she disappears from existence.
Yeah, right? What the hell happened?
She just vanishes in Dragon Ball Z. She's just not there.
100%. She is gone.
Because Akira Toriyama forgot about her.
Get used to saying that.
Yep. Master Roshi is really the start of the perverted master.
I haven't gone back further past Dragon Ball, so I don't really know if it's a trope or he started that trope.
I know Jiraiya is basically based on Master Roshi.
100%. I mean, Kishimoto has admitted a lot of Naruto is based on his love of Dragon Ball.
But yeah, you got Master Roshi, the perverted master, who is pretty cool.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, he's great. Master Roshi.
He's Muten Roshi.
Yes. But what Dragon Ball also has, and it takes a while to get there to be fair, is a despicable villain.
Demon King Piccolo.
Demon King, this guy is evil.
He would sleep with Lisa.
Shut up.
How could you betray me, Demon King Piccolo?
But no, this guy, I can only think of one villain who might be more than him.
In OG Dragon Ball or just in general?
In Dragon Ball in general.
I mean, Tao Pai Pai was... Oh, you're talking about the whole series in general.
Yeah.
if I'm thinking of who you're thinking, then he's worse.
Starts with an F.
Yeah, way worse.
That's the only villain I can think of who. Maybe Majin Buu,
Majin Buu has no character.
except that he's pure evil. That's literally
Yeah, except he's pure evil.
he's
Fat
evil.
Buu, at least Fat Buu had a character.
Yeah, Boo's just evil incarnate. But we'll talk about him.
Ugh.
And Piccolo Jr., who I'm just going to refer to as Piccolo, this guy has one of the best character arcs of all of Dragon Ball. But we'll talk about him more.
Oh yeah. He's one of my favorite characters, actually.
Oh, he's top 5 easily. Oh yeah, no, him, Vegeta, Gohan, Trunks, and Goku.
Of course, that 100% agree.
That's like everybody's top 5, right? But
Pretty much. And Krillin just sitting there in the 6th spot.
I mean, hey, top 10 something to scoff at.
There's nothing to scoff about that.
If you haven't seen Dragon Ball and you're an anime fan, I'm baffled.
I'm 100% baffled. I mean, truthfully, because of Dragon Ball, anime is so big.
Yeah, well, if you're talking about in America, then Dragon Ball Z.
Also about Dragon Ball as a series in general.
Oh yeah, absolutely. The amount of people who have gotten into anime simply because of Dragon Ball is nothing to scoff at.
Can I say that our generation, millennials, we're the reason anime is picked up significantly.
And
we went through the trenches.
And we owe most of that to Dragon Ball and I guess Pokemon.
I'd say so.
Dragon Ball, Pokemon.
I mean, you had anime in America come to America,
but they never blew up like Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball was on the top. It was like the cover of the New York Times at one point. Like,
it has a float in a Macy's Thanksgiving parade.
Isn't it getting a second one?
Yeah, they gave it a new balloon this year. It's going to debut
because they had what is it, Goku again?
Yeah, it's Goku. I think he's just regular Saiyan though.
Yeah, because the first one was Blue Goku.
Yeah.
I mean, when I saw that, I was like, "Oh, that's actually awesome." And now Goku gets Blue. Okay.
He's got a new balloon. It's Goku.
Yeah, and honest to God, even now, 40 years later, the writing and the character designs are still like top tier.
It's timeless.
It really is. I would love them to like Kai this like the original Dragon Ball Z was.
Yeah, but the anime for Dragon Ball isn't that like filler heavy. Like
it doesn't have as much filler as Dragon Ball Z.
No, it's a very easy watch.
Oh, I'd almost want it just to have the voices redubbed.
I think the dub for Dragon Ball is a lot better than Z's initial dub, and I was a original Z dub apologist. Not so much anymore.
But I can't anymore. No, I will agree with you 100%. The original Dragon Ball is a much better dub than the original.
But then again, look at it. I mean, when they did Dragon Ball, I think they had just finished Z, so they knew what they were wanting to do, and they did.
I think they were dubbing it around the same time as GT. I think.
Oh, but that dub is terrible.
Yeah, well, GT is terrible.
That's true too. It's like everything GT touches sucks.
The only thing I like about GT is when they're in video games, they like having characters.
No, I don't even like them there. The designs aren't good.
I just like them for a fighting game roster in case I want to beat up Omega Shenron with all sync or something.
Oh, Omega Shenron. God, it's awful. Like, nothing about GT is good.
Also, if you guys haven't played Sparking Zero, fucking
play it. It's magnificent.
It's so good. Oh, man. But yeah, Dragon Ball. I love this series. A lot. And you will too.
Yes. Watch it. Do yourself a favor. Don't you like yourself?
I don't think the DVD sets are all that expensive.
I don't own a DVD set. I watch on Crunchyroll.
I have the DVDs. I think the whole show is on Crunchyroll.
It is.
I think on Hulu it's there, but it's only in Japanese.
Yeah, Hulu's only Japanese.
So you have places to watch it for sure.
100%.
We're not going to be going straight into Dragon Ball Z.
No,
because this is going to take some time. next time,
you have to savor the Dragon Ball. You have to savor the Dragon Ball retrospective like a fine wine or a good cigar.
next time, another series that's close to my heart celebrated its 40th anniversary. And I'd like to talk about that.
Legacy of Kain.
No!
Damn.
No! We're going to talk about the Transformers the movie next time.
Oh,
So,
that soundtrack's awesome.
yeah. So, next time will be actually, I think it's our first Transformers video.
It is. About time.
Yeah. We're not talking about Michael Bay, guys, I promise.
Oh.
But stay tuned for that. Thank you guys so much for watching, whether it's on YouTube or Spotify. And we'll see you next time. You're not going to say anything, are you?
Nope, I'm kind of just in my head grooving to the Dragon Ball theme.
All right. Well, anyway, farewell, everybody.
Goodbye.